What's up, folks? Stu Myrick back on video. I realized that we've only we had done one 2 weeks ago, so but it's felt like a lot longer. But nevertheless, good to be back. We are actually recording for radio tonight, as well as the podcast after the hiatus for basketball and baseball. It's good to be back. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good beginning of your week, and hope you had a good weekend. Justin Smash Simmons is going to join me. I had thought he was out for the next 2 weeks. But he texted me this morning and said, "Hey, we still getting together." I said, "Oh, well, sure." He's out next week, so I believe Eddie Cross from Fight Night is going to join me for our WrestleMania preview. But it is good to be back. And so we've got NXT going on the television. We just had the Creed brothers and Gallus playing pool and darts, and then can get confronted by Tony D'Angelo and Stats. Sure, they're getting ready for Stand and Deliver coming up on April 1st in Los Angeles at Crypto.com Arena. One segment is already in the can, so this past weekend, the Rhodes Wrestling Academy recorded their 7th student showcase, and I was honored once again to lend my voice on commentary for that event. So you can see that showcase this coming Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, on the Rhodes Wrestling Academy YouTube channel. And so I had an interview with Dustin Rhodes, the Natural, the head coach and owner for the Rhodes Wrestling Academy, to talk about that showcase. Plus, we talked a little AEW. Anyway, that is already in the can, so you can check that out on the podcast. I actually uploaded the interview by itself earlier today, so you can actually hear the interview. Tonight we will also preview Sunday's Inspire After Death No False Metal at the Empire Control Room and Garage. Sunday, 6 p.m. Central with the bell time there. 9 matches. Is that right? 9? Yes, 9 matches on the card, including Yuya Uemura from New Japan Pro Wrestling and Impact Wrestling coming back. And so we will have Justin Bissonnette, the promoter for Inspire After Death, on the hotline. So it'd be good to hear from him. We are going to do a podcast-only segment just to talk about what we have seen on the build to WrestleMania. What we saw on SmackDown Raw. So we will do that. Yeah, so it'll be a good little show, and hope. Hard to believe that WrestleMania is less than 2 weeks away. I fly out to Los Angeles a week from this coming Thursday, and I'll be in Los Angeles I'll be on from there from Thursday afternoon through Monday. I fly home around lunchtime, a little after lunchtime, Monday, April 3rd, after WrestleMania. And so that will be a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to be out there. I will also be at Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. This will be my 5th. also had G1 Supercard in New York. So my 5th Supercard of Honor. So it'll be good. I'm looking forward to that. It looks like right now Claudio Castagnoli will defend the Ring of Honor World title against Eddie Kingston. And Samoa Joe will defend the TV title against Mark Briscoe. They have announced there is going to be a Reach for the Sky ladder match to crown new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. And the Lucha Brothers, Penta El Cerro Miedo and Rey Fenix are entered in that match. So, yeah, so it'll be fun. It'll be a fun week, and it'll be fun to be out there. This week, I've got golf and NASCAR. So, in fact, starting tomorrow, I will be at the Austin Country Club, helping the Horn cover the World Golf Championships Dell Technologies match play, the final one, at least for the time being, here in Austin. That will get going tomorrow. Scotty Scheffler, of course, Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, the world's 64 best golfers in action throughout the weekend. And then this weekend, I'll be at Circuit of the Americas as NASCAR comes to town with their weekend, including Sunday's Cup Series Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix. And so looking forward to that as well. I'll be at COTA helping the Revved Up guys, Rodney Rodriguez and Bobby Chaffee, with their coverage. So we've got the NXT North American Champion, Wes Lee. Of course, we know him here as Desmond Xavier. He's on the, I guess he's probably going to working on whoever he's going to face at Stand and Deliver. So we see who answers the challenge. As I mentioned, waiting on Justin. He is supposed to be joining me tonight. Fact. Okay. And if I remember correctly, the gate was not working earlier, so he should be able to come right through. Here Dragon Lee. Oh, that's right. Dragon Lee. Looks like he may be the challenger. Of course, Dragon Lee, has been the IWTV Junior Heavyweight Champion. I believe he held the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles as part of La Facción Ingobernables. So that's cool. That'd be an awesome match. Wes Lee versus Dragon Lee. The Battle of the Lees. Too bad Keith Lee's not there. The Trio Lees. So. But yeah, this week should be fun. Going for golf and then NASCAR. In fact, Friday at noon, Ross Chastain, who won last year's NASCAR Cup race at Circuit of the Americas, when he wins a race, his traditional celebration is to, drop a watermelon. Well, he's going to do that again, except this time he's going to do it from the top of the COTA Tower. And so we're going to go check that out. That should be interesting. Oh, now who? Oh, J.D. McDonough. Which, And I think I've said this before. I don't like JD McDonough's character. It's not that he's a, you know, not in the, I want to see him get beat. I just don't want to see him. He bores me, actually. And they've jobbed him out so many times. It's kind of hard to get invested in him. So, yeah, anyway. Let's see what else. We'll even in the last segment, if we have time, Impact Wrestling is having their sacrifice event this Friday in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Several matches, including Mickie James defending the Knockouts World title against Jordynne Grace. Oh, no. Not another one. Oh, Ilya Dragunov. Him I like. He's interesting to me. That's right. JD and Ilya have a match. There we go. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, they've got Impact Wrestling sacrifices this Friday, so we'll talk a little bit about that. And we'll see what else we come up with. Where is Justin? When he's Fight Full Select, it's just stuff out last night. Yeah, there's been a lot of puzzlement because Bray Wyatt has not been on television the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And he and Bobby Lashley were supposed to have a WrestleMania match, but let Justin Bissonnette know. Try and give Justin a little more time to get here. So, let's see what else is going on. Of course, Texas men's basketball in the Sweet 16, first time since 2008. They will face Xavier Friday night. I forget the tip-off time. We'll have it on the horn. Let's see if they can keep it rolling. They did pretty well in the first and second rounds. Now they get to the Sweet 16, and I know several pundits have put them in the Final Four, and especially with a couple of number one seeds no longer in the tournament. Crazier things have happened. But so we'll see. They're facing Xavier. I will tell you that, what we have seen, especially the last couple weeks, the way the team has been around Rodney Terry, I think it is, plainly obvious that Rodney Terry needs to be hired as the full-time head coach of the Longhorns. Take the interim tag off. Apparently, I got some video with Miz and Maurice. WrestleMania the musical. Indy Hartwell's not happy because she lost. It's because the rest of her family's in the stinking is on Raw. Loomis and Gargano and Candice. Huh. And the latest mismatch tag team, Fallon Henley and Kiana James. Yeah, we'll see. So, well, I don't know if Justin's going to make it or not. All right, well. All right, well, maybe we'll start without Justin. Hopefully he'll show up. Go ahead and call Biss and see if we can get this going.
Hey, Stu, can you hear me?
I got you. You got me, Biss?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. Good. It's good to hear from you. Justin is not here yet, but we're just going to do it anyway, just the two of us. So,
okay.
All right. So, I'll do intro and I'll bring you right in. Okay.
Cool. That works.
Back here on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. Inspire After Death has a big event coming up this Sunday. No False Metal. It's this Sunday at the Empire Control Room and Garage, 606 East 7th Street in downtown Austin. Bell time, 6 p.m. Central. And to help me break it all down, I go to the Vaqueros Cafe and Cantina hotline, and we bring in the promoter for Inspire After Death, Justin Bissonnette. Biss, how are you, man?
I'm good. What's up, Stu?
Man, not much. Let's start with this. So we had our first event at Empire last month, Magnum Opus. Huge crowd. What a card. What was the feedback you got from the folks at Empire?
Over the moon. They're very happy. Very happy to have wrestling in the space. They've got tons of ideas on how we can make it better, how we can make it smoother. The first event, I mean, that may have been our best event yet. I'd have to really go grind the numbers to really see if there was one with matches where every match just seemed to be perfect. So,
well, I tell you what, that triple threat with T. Ray Watford and Dmitry Alexandrov and Joey Janela, that main event, I mean, that was insane, incredible. That's one I think folks are going to be talking about for a long time. And congratulations to Dmitry Alexandrov winning the Pure Prestige title. And I will concur with what you said, because the few folks I talked to from Empire, they absolutely love the evening, and so I think at least for the near future, we've got a good home there at Empire. This card here, 9 matches. This is a loaded card, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We riding that momentum, we got a little crazy. We went up to 9 matches. But I think there was good reason. I think it's a good 9. Yeah, we jam-packed a lot into this card.
Yeah, I tell you what. Let's start with you've got you announced it last month. Yuya Uemura from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling as well, coming in to face Mysterious Q, the great star out of Houston. I know that the last time Uemura was in Inspire, the fans absolutely loved it, and it seemed like he had a great time, so it'll be good to have him back.
Yeah, he was really stoked on wanting to come back. At the last time he was in town, we were negotiating with the new building, so I had kind of dropped hints like, hey, we're trying to find a bigger building, and he really wanted to come back and see what the new building would be like. So the first chance I got, we had to kind of jump on it.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was a great spot too. So, let me another one, and this one's for the Undefinable Championship. So Great Scott gets the title back last month, gets it from Will Alday, and then Shimbashi, who has been tearing it up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He won that Gates of Ecstasy match for a title shot of his choosing, and he decided he wants to go after Great Scott in that Undefinable Championship. Shimbashi he's a young kid, but looks like just a ton of potential.
Yeah, and just a little bit of background there. Shimbashi, his main trainer here in Texas is Houston Carson, and there's a long history of rivalry between Houston Carson and the Great Scott. So I think that definitely probably played in a role of Shimbashi wanting to call out Great Scott. But he's his own man, and he's a phenom, man. It was crazy how quick the crowd picked up on him and got behind him. So I'm real interested to see how vocal that crowd is, because they absolutely despise Great Scott.
Yeah,
they seem to have gotten behind Shimbashi.
They really do. And you mentioned Houston Carson, the Texas Lion, doing such great stuff with Lions Pride Sports over in the Bryan College Station area. We got the Twin Dragon Connection tag team titles on the line. Fly Def defending against Superiority Complex, which is Stephen Wolf and Exodus Prime, and the Camachos. Triple threat, so the champions do not have to figure in the decision to lose the titles. This is going to be a big test for Fly Def, but they're one of the most decorated tag teams around right now. Feels like they're up to the challenge. Yeah,
and our belts in and of themselves are a challenge to a tag team to just keep them together. And they've obviously done a good job of staying that team, that unified front. They're probably the best unsigned tag team going in independent wrestling right now. There's a few people I could maybe at least hear your argument, but to me, they're the top of that list. And then when you look at the Camachos and superiority complex, I'm still getting used to that, and I think they're still getting used to each other. It's just kind of undeniable the success that they've had in Inspire and the win streaks that both those teams have. So we had to throw them all in here together. It was we could have left one out and put the other one in, but it's just a matter of time. So let's throw all the teams in there and see who the best is.
Absolutely. Superiority complex, Wolf and Prime. I think there's, like you mentioned, they're still trying to get used to tagging with each other. They still have a few kinks to work out, but boy, they do work together well as a tag team. That's for sure. A match that kind of came out of the I believe it was the 6-person tag or 8-person tag. Matt the Wrestler is going to face Angel Camacho, the biggest Camacho. This is going to be. I mean, this is a Haas match of the highest order.
And you just, I mean, it's one thing for those guys to go up against each other when they're part of that 6-man tag, right? Now that we're talking about one-on-one, it's a whole different ball game. So it'd be interesting to see how that changes things. Yeah,
that's going to be something else. It's going to. I mean, I know Matt is he's got some great strength, but to be able to lift up Angel Camacho, that will take some doing because he is a massive individual, that's for sure.
And credit where credit's due there. We talk about the fans getting behind Shimbashi. We're gonna have to start calling it the Born Haters Pop. Like Austin just seems to love those guys, each and every one, and I think they love Matt the most. So
I tell you what, it was so funny when they debuted. I guess it would have been December a year ago. Yeah. At our event there at Yellow Jacket, and at the time it was silly and everything, and now they have gained such a huge following with the Inspire fans, and it's just it's the best way possible organically. Like you mentioned, we're gonna have to start calling it the Born Haters Pop. You're absolutely right. So really good stuff. Dmitry Alexandrov, as I said, now the new Pure Prestige champion. And, man, you talk about going from the frying pan into the fire. He's going to be in what we're calling it a pentagram bowl. It's him, Stud Stash, Merc, Great Depression, and Corey O'Neal with that Pure Prestige title on the line. Give me your thoughts on this match. What led to this match? Break this down.
Dimitri's a mad genius sometimes. Late breaking news, Corey O'Neal is out. He's got a broken collarbone. We do have a replacement ready to go, but I think we're going to announce at the show, and I think people will be happy with the replacement that we have. But this kind of we kind of threw it at him. We said that you want to do something special for your first defense. How about we do the Hoss-Bowl? And he kind of wanted to kick it up a notch. So we kind of have the Hoss-Bowl on a bender here, some Jack and Coke, and it's going to be something else. So, and Dimitri's, there's a certain style of wrestling that he feels is not fully, gotten the spotlight it deserves. So now he's the champ. He's gonna make sure that some of these guys that he's been impressed with get a chance to shine.
Well, and those are 3 sizable individuals. It'll be interesting, and I'm looking forward to hearing who the 4th person is to be in that match. You got and then the Gary J, the veteran out of St. Louis, coming down to face the former Pure Prestige champion in T-Ray Watford. It feels like T-Ray, this will be a time for him to go to another level.
Yeah, and they wrestled before at Wrestle Rave, so this was actually, T-Ray asked for this matchup. Coming off of the loss, he felt like this was the match he needed to prove that he was still at that level and to get right back into it. Of course, he wasn't part of the pinfall. Dimitri pinned Joey Janela that night, so T-Ray's he's supportive of Dimitri, but he's definitely he wants to prove that he's still at that level and he's still a top dog.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's T-Ray to a T, so to speak. You're right. He wants to prove himself over and over and over. We've got a 4-way women's match: Alejandra Lyon, Promise Braxton, Emmy Camacho, and Danny B. This is just going. This is for the most talented women on the independent scene here in Texas, right?
Yeah, and I'll fully admit this was match 9. We looked at the card and we weren't happy with the female representation. Yeah, I mean, Rachel Rose will be in North Carolina doing her thing, and just the what that representation is able to do and to allow people to latch onto. We really felt like we wanted to bring in 4 of the most talented female wrestlers going, and give them a chance to make a statement.
You have another 4-way match with men: Kari J. Wright, Prince Adam, Houston Hendricks, and Pistolero. I watched Houston Hendricks at AAPW. In fact, I saw him in a tag match with Jay Lethal, no less. This is going to be an interesting mix of styles between these 4 individuals.
Yeah, do you remember in 2019 there was a match between it was between Prince Adam, it was between Joe DeMauro and Mark from the Academy going against Ricky Starks. And this match kind of reminds me of that, with Prince Adam kind of falling in that Ricky Starks role now that Ricky's moved on. Yeah. And these are guys that are just kind of getting started, and they're going to be in there with the guy that's a stalwart.
Yeah, and you're right. That feels exactly like that. Prince Adam, kind of the veteran, so to speak, of these 4 individuals, but it should be a fantastic match. And then one that's going to be very interesting. And I want to get your opinion on Roxy Castillo. She's got this right hand of vengeance. She has gone very dark. And so she's gotten, these the Void, the Hollywood Strangler, and the Red Scare to face Santa Shivas, Zeke Rose, and Space Tiger Jr., who we were this trio we were introduced to last month at Empire. Have you talked to Roxy? Is she feels like she has gone dark, bitter? I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, all of us can kind of see it, but I don't think that that's how she perceives it, right? She's been through a lot. She's been doing this with a smile on her face for a long time, and I guess she just kind of feels like she's pushed to that limit, where she's gonna start getting some retribution on some folks, which it's one of those deals where when someone that's not experienced with it starts dabbling in that type of stuff, it can be extremely dangerous. So I just hope that she has some limits in place. I hope that she's level-headed, but she seems to be a very upset right now with the way that things went with T-Ray, with the way things were going with Brick Savage, and this seems to kind of be the result of that.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's Inspire After Death, no false metal, this Sunday at the Empire Control Room and Garage, 606 East 7th Street, downtown Austin. Bell time, 6 p.m. Central. Biz, tickets still available, inspireafterdeath.com.
Yeah, grab them quick. I anticipate by the time that you're hearing my voice say this, we'll probably be under 15 second row. Front row sold out tonight, effectively. We got plenty of GA seats, but if you want that up close, second row seat reserved for you, go ahead and grab those now, or else you might get stuck at the back of the room.
Yeah, I think you're right. I believe you're right. Justin Bissonnette, the promoter for Inspire After Death. Biz, thanks so much, man, and we'll talk to you soon.
Take care, Steve. Appreciate you having me.
All right, man, that was great. Thanks, Biz. I appreciate. Hey, like I said, I'll get there. It's going to be probably 7:30, 8 o'clock. So
cool.
But if you want me to jump on, well, yeah, because I saw the stuff from Keanu on. Apparently, he's in the hospital. So.
Yeah, he said if he gets out tomorrow, he should be good.
Okay, all right.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, man. All right. Thanks again.
Take care, brother.
All right, bye-bye. Another great Inspire card coming this Sunday. Make sure you get down there, Empire Control Room Garage. It was a fantastic venue last month. A lot of fun. Of course, the beer will be there. You get all the drinks. It'll be great. So check out Inspire After Death at Empire Control Room this Sunday. Got to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll let you know what's happening in independent wrestling around the state. You're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Hey, Justin.
Hey, Stu.
You okay?
Yeah. I was like, I fucked up my car on the way here, like underneath. Nothing
Oh,
super,
man.
but like, obviously I'm not in a great mood.
I'm sorry to hear that, bud.
Yeah. Like, I just want to go and try to work on it. So if we can just kind of hit the podcast part or whatever.
Yeah, let's do the podcast only segment. And if you need to go, let's go.
Yeah, sorry.
No
I
worries.
was actually on my way on time, but then I got hungry, and then when I decided to pull into that P. Terry's, it has that weird, like if you have to go through the medical area, I don't know. It has like a little fork.
The one down here, just
just
south of Palmer.
And
Yeah,
just like I guess I just didn't take the turn right.
that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, you have no clue, Stu.
Well,
and I already lost $2,000 because that guy hit that 3-pointer at the very end of that TCU game.
oh wow,
Yeah, so that's how this week has been. Like I would have
Yikes.
won, I would have had like 2,000. Yeah.
man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so it's just all like, oh, that would have helped here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So I'm just
Well,
like, you gotta be shitty.
Well, it's
You know?
good. It's good to see you, though.
Yeah,
It's
good to see you though. I mean, that's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh man, it was going all right until I decided to try to get something to eat, and then I didn't even get anything to eat because I was so pissed.
All right, well, let's run through the podcast only segment. Then you can get out of here and do stuff. And
Well, I know. I'm sorry, man. It's just like I know because
no worries.
when you taking off.
I fly out a week from Thursday, so I'll be out there Thursday. I'm supposed to get there Thursday. It's like almost early afternoon. Then we'll see. I've got requests in to go to a few of WWE's, like they've got these different little community events and a couple press junkets. So I've got my request in to go to a few of those. So hopefully I can get some interviews, and if I do, I'll do like a special podcast from Los Angeles. I am going to Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor I guess a week from Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be at that, and then of course the 2 days of WrestleMania, which right now I think we've got just about all the matches, but we don't know the match order other than we know Roman Cody's going to be, main event night 2.
Well, they were saying
It
that
seems Charlotte and Rhea is going to main event night 1. And that's one of those things been debated, but let's do this. Let's do this little podcast only segment, folks. Twitter, Twitch. Let me mute you. Give me a moment, and then we'll be right back. Back here on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, podcast only segment to talk about the build to WrestleMania and to bring in the one and the only, my tag team partner, Justin Smash Simmons.
good to see you, Stu.
What's up? What's up, man?
Busy. Just
Man,
busy.
it's gonna this week.
No
This week's
different.
gonna be busy with me because I got, in fact, tomorrow I'll go to the Austin Country Club for the World Golf Championship Dell Technology Match Play.
Are they going to
World's
play?
best 64. Well, yeah, we'll see what the weather's doing. But as of right now, the 64 top golfers in the world,
According to who?
official world golf rankings,
So is that
including
include-
Scotty Scheffler, who's the world number 1 right now, lifetime Longhorn.
But like I'm asking, are LIV players eligible for this
No,
competition?
this PGA Tour.
Okay, so it's not the top 100.
No, top 64.
But You know what I'm saying, though.
I know what you're saying. I get the feeling that the live tour is not long for this world.
It probably isn't, but I mean, arguably right now, I feel it's a bit of a stretch. It's kind of like WrestleMania. It's kind of like WWF saying that they are the only world champion.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. So, speaking of WWE, I wanted to talk a little bit about the build to WrestleMania. Let's start with the overarching story about the bloodline, and finally, that reaction you heard at the end of SmackDown when Sami and Kevin finally hug it out. I mean, and they built it up, and they started the show with Cody trying to broker the peace between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and then Sami Zayn's confronting Jey Uso, and then here comes Jimmy, and they start beating him up. And Kevin Owens, who had driven off, he's back, and he takes care of business, and they hug it out, and that was a huge pop.
Oh, we all knew it was coming at some point.
We knew it was, but it was just one of those things like, okay, you gotta have it soon because it was a great pop. And then Monday night on Raw, they do make it official. It is going to be Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn challenging the Usos for those undisputed WWE tag team titles. I guess the question right now is, so if you believe the talk around the campfire, the rumor and innuendo, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley will main event night one.
That's what it's looking like.
I have heard the argument that because it's the hotter story, it should be Usos versus KO and Sami. And I don't know which way I want to feel about this. Because I can see both sides for sure.
Oh yeah,
because Rhea Ripley did win the Royal Rumble match, and the winner of the Royal Rumble allegedly is supposed to main event WrestleMania.
Well, I mean,
and you've got the men's Royal Rumble winner main eventing, so why not the women's?
I mean, you're the one that usually says that the world title should main event the show.
Well, it is
and
on night two.
And this is the world title for the women. So
one of them. Remember, because Bianca Belair and Asuka are challenged for the Raw.
Yeah, but this is the one that they really pushed hard. Between the two titles,
well,
this was the storyline that was pushed harder.
And I'll be honest, neither of the women's title feuds have felt. I don't know. The build to them haven't been.
You can say the word
great.
Substantial.
No, it hadn't been. It's not substantial. It's not. They're not substantial.
No, it doesn't.
It's just been weird.
No, it hasn't felt substantial because the builds haven't been substantial.
Yeah.
So this is all forced. So I get it. We're in that area, with that gray area, where it's like, are we just putting them on last because the equality thing? That's what it seems like, or is it because it's the hottest storyline? How do you want to book it? And I understand, wanting to give.
See, that's the thing. If you go by the hottest storyline, it's easily KO and Sami versus Usos.
Yeah, I guess the real question is like, how do you want to divide that? Do you want them to be on the same night? Do you want them to be on separate cards? Because the big problem with WrestleMania and any show really is just like, how do you structure it out to where you get the bathroom break match in, but people. Seriously, you don't want to.
You're absolutely right,
and you don't want to waste the Sami and KO pop when you're going to get. Do you want to tire out the crowd before Cody and Roman come on?
Well, see, that's the way I'm thinking. KO Sami versus Usos probably will be night one. Now, I don't think they'd main event it, but I would put them night one.
You think it would be somewhere on night one, right?
Yeah,
okay, so
I do.
Yeah,
because then if nothing else, then you can work it to where Usos lose the titles, and they come back on night two, and Roman is gaslighting them, saying, "Okay, well then I guess I got to take care of business since you couldn't." That's
true. Yeah,
so,
that would make the most sense. And again, just for the crowd, I don't think you want to give too many crowd favorites all on the end of the show. That'd just be overkill.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of the thing with having a 2-night WrestleMania is that you gotta put the match order is so important for each night. So
it does seem though that the SmackDown title is going to be the main event, then it seems that Raw title match will probably be on night 2.
I think you're right.
Like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Did you?
Or would it be the opener for night 2, which I would also take?
They always seem to open with a hot match or an important match. So,
and I think
I'd say why not? Why not have Bianca and Asuka open night?
I mean, just because we
2.
haven't seen them featured too much, but like they are definitely way over with the crowd because they keep on pushing this whole 6-man tag between the Legends and Damage Control.
Oh, you mean with Becky Lynch and Lita, who are the women's tag champs, and Trish Stratus.
Yeah, the Legends.
That will be.
And like I feel that they've been pushing that match harder than the Raw women's title match over the last couple of weeks.
Is it because the star power is greater?
It's hard to say.
Because you got Lish and Trish Stratus and Lita.
I guess if you want to say it that way, it's hard for me to say because I feel it's kind of like a disservice for Becky Lynch just because she was so hot and now you kind of stuck her into this feud with Bayley, which is fine, but it's kind of been spinning its circles for like the last couple of months. And I know this is going to be the blow off. I don't know, man. I'm not like thrilled about it.
Yeah.
Because it's all like Lita, Trish Stratus, that's great, but I mean, no offense. Like I would say this about even a men wrestler. It's just that the prime was like 20 years ago. It's like I know we'll get a decent match out of it, but storyline wise, it hasn't seemed that exciting either. At least to me, it's kind of been like it's felt really, really forced. So I'm just kind of like I'm looking forward to it just because of who's in it.
Yeah,
but it's not that important to me.
Yeah,
like, that might be the bathroom break.
It may be. Maybe. By the way, they just showed on NXT Eddie Thorpe. It's actually dadgummit, I can't remember his name. From New Japan, he trained in the LA dojo. It's not Clark Connors. It's I'll think of it later. But anyway, New Japan guy's he's going to debut next week on NXT. So of course we had Dragon Lee debuting this week. At least appearing. So
I was going to say he threw a few punches right there.
Yeah. Edge cuts a promo on Raw. The floating head. That was so weird. He wants the demon. He wants Finn Balor to bring the demon to WrestleMania. Does the demon work in this one? Because
no, but it's WrestleMania, so you want the best gimmick possible, and I understand that people love the demon, but I mean,
okay, but yeah, people love the demon, but Finn Balor's a heel.
Yeah, I get it, but it's supposed to take him to a different level, right? So,
but he's still a heel.
Yeah, but he was
supposed to boo him.
Yeah, but he was also the demon character in New Japan, and he was the heel, so it's not like there isn't precedence for him being working heel while as the demon.
Not in WWE there is, though.
Exactly.
And,
so
and you know it was I do. Nothing outside WWE exists. All that New Japan, that was nothing.
So are you saying that Vince is booking this card?
No, I'm not.
I mean, because
although
if you're saying that, then I can see
there have been hints. Brock Lesnar, no mas. It feels. I don't know. I'm not crazy about having the demon.
I mean, it's not like we're having the Big Show versus Akebono in a sumo match.
True.
And it's not like we're having a battle.
God, I don't want to see Paul White in a what are they dashiki, right?
No, that's the African.
That's the African
dress.
That's, what is it?
This is Kawashi. I want.
Okay,
but I don't even think that's correct either.
I don't want. Whatever it is, I don't want to see Paul White in one of those again. So, I mean, yeah, I guess why not? But it kind of goes back to kind of the problem I have with like in AEW, Chris Jericho should not be coming out to Judas by Fozzy.
Oh, because he's a bad guy right now?
Right. He's a heel. You want the fans to boo him. But the fans sing his song.
Yeah. I mean, it just really depends. I mean, pro wrestling, it changed a lot. And the cool heel ever since '95 when 96, I guess.
Yeah, when NWO.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
ever since Cool Heel became a thing, like Cool Heel is the accepted, way of the world.
I know it just
I mean, MJF.
I'm
it's the perfect example. He's a
I'm
cool
old
heel.
school like that.
Ric Flair.
Well, no, people will boo MJF, though.
Yeah,
I mean they'll boo him because they're supposed to. They love him, but they'll boo him because they're supposed to.
I don't know. I think he gets the Shawn Michaels treatment.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I can see that.
like women like him, men hate him a lot because he's a good-looking dude who
men want to be with him, be him. Women.
Well, I
want
mean,
to
there
be
are
with
men
him.
that want to be with him too. I'm sure.
I'm sure there are.
I mean, like Max Caster, that's his
Sure.
boyfriend.
So Brock Lesnar and Omos, they're going to have their match, but before they do, we're going to have a weigh-in next Monday on Raw.
There can't possibly be any shenanigans at that weigh-in.
Of
right?
course not. There's never been any shenanigans during weigh-ins.
What type of scale do you think they're going to use? Electronic? You think they're going to use like one of those old school ones?
It'll be the old school one where you have to slide the little weight things.
Do they
It's
even
gotta
make those
be.
anymore? I haven't seen one of those
I
in
haven't
ages.
seen, I don't know. You do, and you do more combat sports than I do, but
I've never seen one at a weigh-in.
yeah.
Everything's been like
Digital.
electronic scales. So
Everything's
I'm
digital.
trying to picture how they would do this, just because it's all like this is where technology plays a part.
Yeah, but
You remember when
the,
Crash Holly was walking to the ring with a full-size scale?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, but that's the thing.
That was a great visual.
But we're not. Nobody cares about the weights. They, so that's why they want the visual of hitting the, sliding the little thing, So
Yeah, and to get hit with the actual weight machine. But like, I don't. Again, I'm not sure where they're gonna get this from. I guess they have it in the prop department somewhere in the warehouse
I'm
already.
sure they do. They have. They know they have at least,
Or maybe they
at least
sent some,
like half a dozen of those things.
Or maybe they sent some.
Probably at the warehouse.
You think they sent some intern to look for one on Craigslist and then force him to go buy it? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, sure.
This will be interesting.
It will be. Dominic Mysterio trying to get a match with his father Ray at WrestleMania.
That's what we all want to see, though.
And it's going to happen, but so it looks like he is going to go to SmackDown this week because apparently Ray will be there with his with the family. So
Sister
Angie's the wife, Aaliyah is the daughter. So Dominic's going to crash that one.
Who I feel has a good future in WWE is the daughter. She's like the most
possible.
convincing actor out of the
Yeah.
whole group. Honestly,
Why not?
She's pretty good,
But
and she's got a good look.
she does. But yeah, so we'll see if they do make make that happen. Now my question is, do you have them do something during the Hall of Fame ceremony?
Oh, that's right. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
Because Ray is being inducted.
The Hall of Fame ceremony has been non-kayfabe for a while.
Well, see, and that I'm kind of leaning towards no. I think you keep that.
Like,
I mean,
it's a TV show.
Yeah, you can hint at it, but don't do shenanigans.
Like, I don't want to see Ray get beat up during the Hall of Fame ceremony.
No.
As realistic as that should be. Like, see, that's where pro wrestling's weird, right? Because
Yes.
it's all like, you want the realism, and you know what should happen, but you don't want to see it happen because it kind of tarnishes what the Hall of Fame, as silly as it can be sometimes,
Yes.
what it really is. Because sometimes we really do get these really heartfelt, poignant moments from,
Well, and
men
speeches,
and women.
Yeah, the speeches are great.
Well, unless it's what's his name?
Mr. T.
No, he had that big stack and Hillbilly Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, he just kind of went
Oh
on
my God,
and
that
on
one.
and on. And yeah,
That one went on.
No
yeah.
offense, but
Yeah.
it's just like, memorable, but not in a good way.
No.
But yeah, you get some really nice, cherishable, heartfelt moments.
Well,
And it's like,
and especially you bring in a legend like I still remember when they inducted the Road Warriors and Animal and Paul Ellering were there, talking about the stories and some of these other legends. A lot of those stories are the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, wanting Ric Flair to induct him into the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
But
like, there's been world wars where, the fighting's been put on hold for a day.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm just kind of like, this is one of those times where it's like, you don't have to roll the storyline out tonight. You can, like you said, you can hint at it. Maybe they're not sitting next to each other. Yeah. But even that would feel, that's going to be weird because it's all like, I don't want to lose.
I'm okay with them. I'm okay with, the storyline still being kind of there and like Dom sitting with Rhea and the rest of the family somewhere else. I'm fine with that. Just don't do let's not do any physical, whatever. So,
but that is really cool that he's getting in as an active competitor because you very rarely see that.
Yeah,
and the fact that he's wrestling really well still.
He's still still doing really well. You're right. They have announced 2 Fatal 4-Way tag team matches. They're calling them WrestleMania Showcase matches. So you got the men's match, which is Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Viking Raiders, Street Profits, and Alpha Academy. The women's match, they're doing qualifying matches. So we had, Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan qualify last week on SmackDown. We'll see who the others are. These feel like these will be the bathroom matches, I think.
I don't know. You want to say they would, but look who's in the men's match. You got
men's match pretty good. It should be good.
But think of like the spectacle. Like that's what this is going to be.
That is if Otis is not hand modeling.
But see, we want to see all that. I want to see all that. I want to see
Goofy Wrestling for life.
Well, I want to see what happens to Alpha Academy. Like, are they going to actually push Gable after this? And make him an actual serious threat as he should be because he's been doing great character work. So he's already done the Kurt Angle. I think he's kind of on that Kurt Angle path.
He is. You're right.
Like he's already been the Sealy heel. Yeah. Now maybe they'll make him the wrestling machine that he's really supposed to be. Otis is such a fantastic, goofy character. Like anything that they put him in, he can make work. Yeah. And then you have Braun, who's obviously the big guy in this match, who's still athletic for a really big guy, right? And then Ricochet, who can do amazing things. To go against the Street Profits, and then, of course, the Viking Raiders with their, gruff and strength. It should be fun to watch. It's going to be a car crash. That's what it's going to be. But
that's okay. But car crashes can be fun to watch.
But this is good, though, because these guys get a WrestleMania payday to be on the show. And you know how WrestleManias are. Like, you might not remember this match, but you might put on this WrestleMania or see it randomly like 10 years from now, and there they are. It lives forever.
I agree. Interesting build, and of course, like I said, we're getting close. We will preview WrestleMania next week. You're not going to be here.
Unless that baseball game ends early, that'd be nice.
Okay, well, we'll see. I did give you your sheet. I want you to fill out your picks. I'm going to bring in Eddie Cross from Fight Night to fill in for you, though. But I do want to get your picks at least. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to being in LA next week. It should be. That's going to be a lot of fun. I already know. Got at least 2 or 3 folks I'm supposed to meet for, either drink or coffee or something.
Nice.
Our Mark Kreskall, who used to do PR for Ring of Honor, does some PR now for NWA. I think he lives in LA, so
that's
I think
cool.
He and I are supposed to get together. You heard in the interview with Dustin, he's going to be out there in support of his brother, so hopefully he and I can get together.
Okay, we can't end this without talking about that promo.
Which one?
The promo, the one at the end of Monday Night Raw.
Oh,
how good was that?
Planting seeds.
How good was that?
And and that's part of what makes this so good, and what in recent years, it's they'll do. They have WrestleMania, and then it's like, oh, what do we do now? Well, now we've planted seeds. With Cody talking about you're going to lose the titles, and then Jay's going to turn on you, and then Solo's going to, and Jimmy's going to turn on you, Paul's going to become an advocate again, and all that good stuff. And, they've set it up where they could continue for at least until SummerSlam, and maybe even maybe even until WrestleMania next year in
could.
Philly.
They could if they want to draw this out, and they probably should. Honestly, it's been a great
don't get me wrong.
storyline.
We will. I mean, and I got the odds, the betting odds for WrestleMania right now, and it is overwhelmingly going to be the night of the downfall of the Bloodline happens. But that's where it's going to be.
Under?
But that's where it'll get really interesting because then, like I said, then you're going to have the, you got Jay versus Roman or Solo versus Jimmy or Solo versus Roman or any number of combinations.
Oh yeah, because what about if the Usos decide to break up?
There, yeah, you got that. Not to mention Cody's got to have folks to defend the title against if he wins.
And you wonder if he's going to have any allies because he doesn't have any allies right now.
Well, he's got Kevin and Sammy right now.
Kind of.
And that'll be the other thing. Kevin and Sammy as tag champs.
And then, Kevin can easily change.
Which he has.
And yeah. I think once these guys get together, it's going to be Kevin that's going to backstab Sami Zayn.
That's the way it's been lately.
That's the way it always ends.
Yeah.
It's always Kevin who backstabs Sami at the end.
Yeah. So anyway, it's going to be no matter what, it's going to be fun to watch the next week and a half. And like I said, next week on the show we'll preview WrestleMania. So we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, I'll let you know what's happening in independent wrestling around Texas. You're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
That was good.
It was fun.
That was a good segment. Solid.
Yeah.
I'll take this with me.
Yes, take it. Fill it. Just give me your picks and then, text it to me or email it or whatever.
Okay.
So.
Yes. Now I have to go try to punch that thing back in spot.
It's okay. It's okay,
no,
man.
You have no clue. I'm just like, it's the last thing I wanted to happen today.
Well,
That's like all I wanted to do was eat stew.
I get you.
That's all I wanted.
I know.
That's all I really wanted.
I know.
All
right, man.
Thank you again, Stu.
Take it easy, bud. No worries.
I was really excited until that happened.
No worries. No worries.
You have safe travels, though, man.
All right. Thanks, bud.
But hopefully maybe they'll run rule him. Get out of here.
Hey, yeah, just keep me posted. Later. All right. So, yeah, I feel bad for Justin with, car getting banged up a little bit, and it's tough. Believe me. Knock on wood so far. My car's been pretty solid. So, let's see. So let's just do our last segment, and we will head it out, man. Let's finish this up a little bit. Let me mute you for a moment, YouTube and Twitch. Back here on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, Stu Myrick. Best wishes. Jerry the King Lawler had some health issues recently, but he is home recovering and hopefully getting better. And just wishing all the best to the King. Hope he bounces back and can get back out on the road as much as he wants to. So. But yeah, all the best to Jerry the King Lawler. I got a couple of independent cards to tell you about. We are going to start in Corpus Christi. Gulf Coast Wrestling Alliance presents Match Madness Friday at the Valencia Event Center in Corpus Christi. Bell time 7 p.m. Central. Check this lineup. Brian Cage, the Machine, and 1/3 of the Ring of Honor World Six-Man Champions. Flip Gordon, Gino Medina, Chandler Hopkins, and more. That's Gulf Coast Wrestling Alliance. This Friday night in Corpus Christi. And Metroplex Wrestling presents Mayhem at Mid-City Saturday at the MPX Event Center in Bedford. Bell time at 8 p.m. Central. Slim 7, the former Rhodes Wrestling Academy champion, will be there. Sky De La Cremosa, Michael Schaefer, Kelly Kate, and more. That is Metroplex Wrestling this Saturday in Bedford. And that's a look at independent wrestling around the area, wherever you may be. Go out and support independent wrestling. I mentioned, and I shouldn't have said that, but yeah, Slim 7, also part of the Rhodes Wrestling Academy 7th Student Showcase. So he is in that title match. He'll be defending that Rhodes Wrestling Academy Championship. So again, make sure you check that out Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, on the Rhodes Wrestling Academy YouTube channel. Jerry the King Lawler bringing us into this segment. Hopefully he is well enough by next week, because WWE has announced via Variety the late Andy Kaufman, comedic actor you remember from Taxi and everything else, he will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. You remember that feud that he had with Lawler way back in the days, the CWA Memphis, and Kaufman would come out as the intergender wrestling champion of the world. Even showed up. He did Saturday Night Live with that once, and that was really odd. But yeah, the late great Andy Kaufman going in the WWE Hall of Fame. It's a long time coming. So another Hall of Famer, a good friend of ours. Congratulations to Dave LaGreca, the host of SiriusXM's Busted Open, our dear friend. He is receiving the Excelsior Award from the International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, and will be inducted as a member of that class of inductees this year. I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll say it again. If it wasn't for Dave LaGreca and Doug Mortman and Busted Open, we wouldn't have a Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. They set the table, and they've become such a huge hit now with Dave and Mark Henry and Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer and Thunder Rosa and Mickey James, and I believe they mentioned Denise Salcedo, who does a lot of stuff with Wrestling Observer and with Fightful. She's now going to be part of their lineup. But the man that anchors that, Dave LaGreca, now a Hall of Famer, couldn't be happy for him. I love the man to death. So congratulations to Dave LaGreca on that huge honor. Impact Wrestling this Friday night is presenting Sacrifice. Now, the event is in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. However, it is sold out. So the only way you can see it is either on Impact Plus, Impact Ultimate Insiders on YouTube, or Fight TV. Card will kick off at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central this Friday. Several matches, including Mickey James defending the Knockouts World title against Jordynne Grace. You've seen Jordynne Grace, she's been working so hard. A former Knockouts champion. We'll see if she can regain that title. In 6-man action, you have what they're calling Time Machine. Interesting, trio. Kushida along with Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns. And, of course, Alex Shelley and Kushida, long-time tag team in New Japan Pro Wrestling, the Time Splitters, former junior heavyweight tag team champions there. Well, anyway, Time Machine will take on Josh Alexander, the current Impact World Champion, Rich Swann, a former Impact World Champion, and Frankie Kazarian. So that'll be a good match. That should be a hell of a match. They're calling this, talking about Dave LaGreca, they're calling this a Busted Open match. Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer. They've been at the war of words. Easy for me to say. So they're going to go at it. We have no idea what a Busted Open match is going to be. You got to imagine there's probably going to be a little blood. But yeah, Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer facing off. Shades of the old ECW. Trey Miguel will defend the X Division Championship against Lince Dorado. Lince Dorado, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion. That should be a fun one. And then for the Impact World Tag Team titles, Bullet Club, Ace Austin and Chris Bay defending against TMDK And so great, the great Australian tag team there. That should be a great match as well. So Impact Wrestling Sacrifice this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Get it on Impact Plus, Impact Ultimate Insiders on YouTube, and Fight TV. Again, should be a fantastic event there in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And that'll do it for this week's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. You can follow Justin Smash Simmons on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at The Smash Simmons. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stu Myrick. That's STEWMYRICK. You can follow the show on Twitter and Twitch at SGTWATX. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. We live stream on YouTube and Twitch most Tuesday nights, 7:30 p.m. Central. Or you can catch us Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Central on the flagship radio station for the University of Texas and your radio home for the Dallas Cowboys, The Horn, 104.9, 101.9 FM, and AM 1260. Or you can catch us anytime on demand by either going to hornfm.com and click on the On Air tab, or by subscribing to us on your favorite podcast provider. Make sure you rate, review us while you're there. Remember, next week, WrestleMania preview with myself and Eddie Cross. Until then, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time. We will see you at the matches.
Goodbye and good night. Bang!
And there we go. We're having the debate. Schism versus Chase U. So, and Tyler Bate is with Chase U. So, I like Tyler Bate. I don't know why I do. Anyway, great show. Thank you. Thank you so much for everybody for joining us. As I mentioned, next week, we will do our WrestleMania preview. It will be myself and Eddie Cross from Fight Night. He will join me. If Justin can get away, he'll join as well, but we'll at least have his picks, hopefully. We'll preview the entire card. That'll be at least that for the radio show. We'll also preview NXT Stand and Deliver as well as Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. Those may be podcast-only break segments, but we'll see how it works out. But nevertheless, we will do the full preview next week, so make sure you tune in or get the podcast. And then, as I mentioned, I've got a request in to be at some of the press junkets next week in Los Angeles. So if that comes through, I will get as many interviews as I can, and then we'll probably do a special edition of Sports Guys Talking Wrestling from Los Angeles next week. Just, let you hear those interviews as they get ready for the showcase of the Immortals. But we're going to sign off for now. So, again, thanks to everyone that's joining us on YouTube and Twitch. Hope you have a great rest of your week. As I mentioned, I'll be out at Austin Country Club Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning for the WGC Dell Technologies match play, great PGA event. And then the next weekend, I will be at Circuit of the Americas, joining Rodney Rodriguez and Bobby Chaffee from Revved Up ATX to cover all things NASCAR. So have a great rest.